Good Friday morning, BAMWX.com, meteorologist Michael Clark here with your long-range forecast update. We have an updated week 3 and 4 and our updated May outlook and a lot of really good content today. I love Fridays because we can dive into some research and get you guys a good look at what's coming ahead. And we feel pretty good today. In fact, I was just talking to the guys here a little bit ago, and the level of confidence we have for May is rarely high. I don't really know how to say it. I haven't had this much confidence for a monthly outlook in a long time, which does make us nervous. It's like, are we this confident and we're going to be incorrect? You know how it goes. But we do have confidence, and I will explain why. Now, I wanted to take a quick minute because it's that time of year where you start seeing a bunch of blog posts and everybody posting the soil moisture this and special this and special that. At the end of the day, these special tool maps, they're all worth about $1.09, get you a cup of coffee at McDonald's. All right, here's what I wanted to take you away with. This is the 90-day percent of normal precipitation. This is what has fallen and hit the ground. Okay, and so you can see, even after, this does not even include the rain that's come through here in the last 24 hours, which is an area-wide 2 inches. Here's my beef with these maps. There's a new blog out from this guy who's posting these soil moisture index blogs on the AER site. And this is ending the week of April 13th, so it's not completely updated yet, but it's got a lot of really dry soil here in the eastern belt. And I just couldn't disagree with it more. I really couldn't, because we have just done so well with precipitation here for so long. This map, I don't understand it, and I disagree, period. And then you go over here and you look at the quick drought response index. This is another fancy, there's all kinds of these maps. There's nothing soil moisture wise to be concerned with other than your surplus here. There are folks that I think that they may not even be able to farm this year in this area. Honestly, I really do think that with how wet it is. So just remember, look at what precipitation has fallen. Take a logical approach to this. All right, this area in here, guys, they have just been decimated. I mean, this is 300 to 400% of the normal precip in the last 90 days. Okay, it's a serious situation there. All right, this dryness you see in Kansas and Oklahoma, I think that's going to change. I think that's going to get knocked out. All right, so I just want to make you aware there's so many different maps and things that are just goofy. There's so many different tools. 10-day percent of normal precipitation. It is a drier stretch coming, no question, but it will start to turn wet down here across Texas and Oklahoma. Okay. This is welcomed news. Now, the unfortunate part is even though that it's a drier stretch, it's still going to rain in the areas in the North Plains the next 5 days that do not need rain. This does not help. This is the 1 to 5 day precipitation, and then here's the 5 to 10. So there are two systems in the North Plains the next 10 days. Now, I mentioned in the 5 to 10 day, I mentioned how I thought this would get knocked out, and this is why. And we think this area turns very wet now through May down here into the south. The Texas, Southern Plains, Deep South, Southeast area gets wet. All right. So here's our weeks 1 and 2 precipitation forecast. And again, it's a calmer pattern over the next 10 days relative to normal. But like I said, there is a system in the 5 to 10 in the north. There is a system in the 1 to 5. It's just not as strong. But like I said, 0.2 of an inch of rain for these folks is not good. This is how wet it is. They can't take rain. I've talked to guys that need no rain and above normal temperatures until June so they can get out and farm. So just to give you an idea. Now the week 2 forecast is starting to look and take on the shape of our May outlook, and I'm going to talk about that with the drier conditions and whatnot starting to pump in here. Now, here is the temperature departure. Now, the temperature forecast is excellent news. This is welcome temperatures in the western Corn Belt and the central U.S. as we do anticipate a warmer pattern to take shape like we've talked about for quite some time for April. And it's been rare in April. Look at where we were last year. We were really cold last year, and then we finally warmed up in the last couple days, because May last year we flipped a switch and went really warm. When we roll this out further into weeks 3 and 4, right, we see this indication, like I've talked about, some ridging and perhaps some calmer weather, some warmer weather. And like I said, this is why I think May can feature favorable conditions for farming, for planting, for getting work done. Okay. Again, I'm not telling you what to do or how to do it. I'm telling you that the conditions I think are good for you to be able to do what you need to do, right? Here is, again, based on a lot, you can read these discussions here, and based on a lot of our research, I think the driest of the conditions can be found in the eastern belt. Okay, and after this big rain event over the weekend, that's welcomed. We're going to get some, it's an area wide 2 inches of rain or so, in the much warmer than normal temperatures. Now, right here, this is the $1 million question: is what is the pattern going to do in the northern plains in the far western corn belt? What's going to happen here as we get deeper into May? Now, this is for the 3rd through the 16th. Okay. Here is our research for temperatures. Analogs. This is this is our analog research here. Okay. This is our multi-model ensemble blend. This is our American model, and this is our European model. Okay. Feel pretty confident. Things all look pretty darn similar with research, with models, with weekly model runs, with our organic forecasting methods. We think majority of the growing regions are warm for May. Okay, that is a good thing. Now, as we roll forward and we look at precipitation, this is where we see a ton of agreement for this kind of just lining this pattern up, not only in analogs but in data, where we're seeing this kind of this drier suggestion, but we're on the fence of how far west does it get calmer and how far east does it stay active. All right, that's the thing. Now you see the eastern belt all suggesting that May is just a little bit drier than normal. Okay, I'm not saying it's not going to rain, but I am saying I think May can certainly be much less active and probably much below normal in precipitation in the eastern corn belt. We're averaging over 5 inches of rain for these folks in May. Maybe you're getting 2 or 3 or something, or 1 or 2. And then the good thing is that a lot of these Enso years where May turns warmer and drier, the growing season kind of takes a snap back into cooler and wetter for June, July. And we still see that. So I'm not getting on here saying I'm concerned we're going to turn dry and hot and everyone's going to drought. I don't see that at all. In fact, I see the opposite. But what I see is that May is looking good for work, okay, for field work. All right. So it brings us to this, right? Here's our, this is our May outlook. What was my other screen? Here it is right there. I'll get to that in just a second. But we know that from November 1st to April, this has been, this basically the second to third wettest stretch on record for this region right here. Okay. Dating back to 1893. So we know that the forecast here is very important for May. We do believe that central and western Nebraska and western southwestern South Dakota can still be at risk for the wetter stuff. Now, I know those far western regions, there's not a lot of corn grown that far west, but this is the area that our confidence is the lowest, because we're going from below, equal to above, right in a very small area. Confidence is highest in the May precip outlook the further east that you go for a drier May. Okay. So, what am I saying? The risk is high here. Like I said, we got a lot of data. We got a lot of analog research that supports this May precip outlook you see right here. What are the wrenches? Well, it takes one storm, guys. You could be dry from May 1st to May 30th, and the 31st of May, or whatever, the 29th of May, one storm can roll through here and put down 3 inches of rain. So that's the caveat. There's no way to know, but I can tell you our organic forecasting methods are very quiet. There's no storm dates showing up right now, which has not happened in probably over a year. So that's all I have for today. If you have questions, please let me know. But for now, we like the trend for May, and it looks friendly for a lot of folks. Talk to you soon.